We are going to go to a subcommittee chairman, Mr. Stauber, for 5 minutes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. St. Louis County, Minnesota is the largest county east of the Mississippi River, as well as my home county. St. Louis County is a checkerboard of federal and non-federal land. It is also one of the best examples of an area where all parties need to work together, be it the Bureau of Land Management or the U.S. Forest Service that manage our federal lands, or the local tribes and counties that manage our non-federal lands. Given this necessary collaboration that I have seen in northern Minnesota, I support enabling our leaders to work together and expanding Good Neighbor Authority. I am proud to support H.R. 1450, the Treating Tribes and Counties as Good Neighbors Act, which has been introduced by my good friend and colleague, Congressman Fulcher. Congressman Fulcher has been a leader in our conference on forest management, and I want to thank him for introducing this important piece of legislation that builds upon the success of Good Neighbor Authority. Mr. Heathecker, in 2018, Congress expanded the Good Neighbor Authority in the Farm Bill, expanding the program to counties and federally recognized Indian tribes. Can you speak to how participation in Good Neighbor Authority agreements increased following the changes made in the 2018 Farm Bill?
Yeah, thank you. I think as it's been pointed out here, it's important to note that I think as it was an oversight or an omission from that language to not have revenues retained by the tribes and the counties has been a barrier. With that said, we still have worked with numerous states, including the state of Arkansas, where I came from, to leverage that capacity to work across boundaries to implement restoration treatments that do include timber value as well as prescribed fire. Critical to collaborate with multiple agencies within each of those states, whether it's Fish and Wildlife to protect critical habitat, to work with them on administering the timber sales, allow them to generate the revenue to help them do that work and build capacity to support that work. So absolutely think that we will benefit if we can get the retention of revenues for tribes and counties and allow us to expand that opportunity as was already shared today. And as you know, the opportunities exist, and where we can make those more effective and more accessible, it's going to benefit all of us.
I appreciate your comments. Mr. DeSautel, you represent over 60 tribes that make up the Intertribal Timber Council, and in your testimony, you noted the benefits that you have seen under the Good Neighbor Authority program. Would you say that the tribes that you represent have missed out on the potential added benefits of Good Neighbor Authority since the 2018 Farm Bill only allows states to utilize funds from timber sales?
Yes, sir. I think if the authority had been expanded or the language had been corrected early, that tribes would have utilized that authority early to take advantage of the funding that's available in the infrastructure bill to help support good neighbor agreements. Because for the states that I'm familiar with, Washington State, where I live being one of them, the state had to put in essentially seed money to stand up the program, to establish staffing, and develop the project planning and NEPA analysis on the first projects to generate enough revenue to support that work going forward. So with this funding, it would have given tribes the opportunity to generate that revenue, stand up that program, build that capacity, to utilize that authority for an extended period of time to do that treatment that's needed on adjacent federal land.
With the hopeful passage of this legislation, they'll be able to just do exactly what you stated, invest more, and the money comes directly to them. It is clear that since its introduction over 2 decades ago, the Good Neighbor Authority program has facilitated co-stewardship of our federal and non-federal lands and has brought federal land managers, states, counties, and our tribes together. Over these past 2 decades, Congress has taken great steps to improve and expand Good Neighbor Authority. And I commend the provisions in the 2018 Farm Bill. However, we have a great opportunity right now to continue this success story and make changes that fully take advantage of the Good Neighbor Authority in Mr. Fulcher's legislation. I strongly support allowing counties and tribes to utilize proceeds from timber sales to take additional steps to work together and protect our federal and non-federal lands. And I look forward to supporting Mr. Fulcher's bill that will make this fix. It's important to recognize that the 3 entities, states, counties, and tribes can take advantage of this and allow healthy forests and conservation, along with financial security with those funds returns back to those same entities. And Mr. Chair, I yield back.